Welcome to Pisces Tarot, and I am your host, Mimi Lightseer. Your business is my business. Today, we will dive into your business with a timeless relationship reading, which means it could be platonic, professional, or romantic. In this session, we will explore the overall energy of your reading, obtain cosmic insights to identify the topics, spill the tea on the energies involved, uncover the positives and the negatives while revealing the lessons that you need to learn, and suggest actions for healings and the best possible outcomes. Remember, this is a general reading, and you have found it when this message is needed. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, I am LGBTQ plus friendly, using pronouns for storytelling purposes. Lastly, please like, rate, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how this message is connecting with you. And without further ado, let's get into your business. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, 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 welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Pisces Tarot, everybody. I am your host. I am Mimi Lightseer. Over here at Pisces Tarot, your business is my business. And ooh, child, we about to get into somebody's business. What's today? Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Good morning to all my guppies, my friends who are on the graveyard shifts. Good evening to all of my international family. What's up to all of my people watching behind the scenes on TikTok this morning? Y'all, if y'all ready to get into this reading, I got something for y'all. I'm so glad to have taken a mental health break. So for those of you who've been wondering where I've been, I took a mental health break away from doing readings for the weekend and just needed to relax and reset. But for those of you who are curious, y'all, check it out. We got the sun in Pisces, a full moon in Scorpio tonight, okay? So it's a lot of happenings happening. Venus and Mercury are in retrograde. And when I tell you, first of all, both of these items are in retrograde inside of Aries, which is interesting. And when I tell y'all, I had a dream about my twin flame last night. Woke up with this earworm in my ear. So if y'all are ready to get into this reading, I need y'all to go ahead and find those scrub brushes because it's time for us to cleanse this energy and to get into this. Here we go, y'all. All right, y'all. So before we get into this reading, it's important that we just take a minute to reflect and to basically just level set our energy and put ourselves into a position of being able to receive. And the quickest way to do this, y'all, is for us to just be able to take a minute and to ground ourselves and to just inhale and do so very gently, but to also make sure that what we do is, and I skipped the whole agenda for today, but to inhale and exhale and to basically invite clarity and balance, but to release any type of tension and any frustration. So we'll do this 3 quick times, and then we're going to go ahead and do the sound bowl cleanse, and then I will jump into the agenda today. All right, here we go. All right, and we're going to make sure that we're all one here with the sound bowl cleanse. Here we go. Divine White Light, you are welcome here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being one with us, giving us clear and precise messages, and for the harm of none, for the benefit of all, giving us the clarity that we desire. Amen, 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 amen. All right, y'all, if y'all ready for a reading, I need y'all to understand that today's agenda consists of an energy cleanse, which is a brief meditation and sound bowl cleansing, which is what we just did, followed by the divine insights and downloading inworm. And child, I told y'all I got one for y'all. Overall energy reading and observations, followed by our tarot card reading and confirmations of everything that I have told you. And then we're going to button this on up, okay? So if y'all ready to get into this reading, I need y'all to go ahead and find those tea kettles. Go ahead and find those tea kettles because, baby, when I tell you today's reading, I told y'all I just woke up from a dream about my twin flame. and I have this song in my head, and it's just like, okay, why this song? Why now? The only thing I could tell y'all is that the energy is rambunctious. Again, we are in between two eclipses for this month. We have a full moon in Scorpio. Mercury retrograde as well as Venus retrograde are both in Aries right now, okay? So if y'all ready for a fun and engaging reading, go ahead and put those cooking emojis in. Go ahead and put those cooking emojis in, because child, it's time for us to jump right into this, all right? Here we go. Okay, guys. So, before I do any reading, I always take a minute to reflect upon the immediate energies the spirit is sharing with me. And when I tell you, the earworm for today is very, very, very interesting. As I mentioned previously, I had a dream about my twin flame. And I thought it was very unique because I had not been in conversation with this person. I have not been thinking about this person. I have nothing. When I tell you nothing, I have completely shut off any interactions with this particular person. And I had to do so for a variety of reasons, right? On this mental health journey that I've been on, coming into the realization that you give authorization to people who, may or may not always be in your best interest, right? And so I have not spoken to this person in quite some time. And it's not because this is what I personally wanted. It was because I just got to the point where it was like, what am I doing? Why am I trying? If you don't want this, then I don't want it. If you don't want to be here, I don't want you to be here, It got to the point to where it was like I was frustrated with the results of how things were happening. I didn't feel like this person was being truthful, and I didn't feel like this person really wanted the same things. And those of you who've been rocking with me for quite some time, y'all know, that's part of the thing that I tell y'all all the time, to be careful about what information y'all getting from these readers, because, people will create these narratives to lock you in and to keep you stuck and bound in a situation that may not be healthy or fruitful necessarily for you, right? So, have not spoken to this person. That's the reason why I'm telling you this. It was mutually decided around New Year's Eve, with my own efforts first, but specifically around New Year's Eve, that, that was going to be goodbye and don't contact me anymore, right? Like, literally, it was mutually decided, okay? Y'all, please explain to me why on earth I dreamt about this person last night. And not only did I dream about this person, hold on, y'all. My elderly dog is having a episode. I don't know. Okay, she stopped. So not only did I dream about this person, but check out this earworm, y'all. Check out this earworm that I'm hearing. There is a song from 1981. Okay, 1981. So this song is older than I am. Okay. The song is called I'm in Love, and it's by Evelyn Champagne King. Now, I don't know if y'all know this song or not. Like, it's one of those songs that if you heard it, you'd be like, oh, that's definitely old folk music. Or grown folks music, right? Y'all know how y'all like to time box people into different things, right? And so the song is called I'm in Love, like I said. And the song is kind of quirky. It's like one of those upbeat songs from like the 80s. So you definitely know it's from the 80s. Like if you weren't a part of this generation or time, this was something that your mama and them would listen to, right? So, but the part that I keep hearing is, I've been thinking about you, and there ain't no doubt about it. I'm in love the way I feel about you. There just ain't no doubt about it. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. That's what I'm hearing. And y'all know me. Come on now. Y'all know I'm sitting over here just like, first of all, the fact that I dreamt about you is enough. The fact that now this song is playing in my head. Why? Okay? So, I'm telling y'all, It's something going on in the energy. If you have not had exes or texts from your exes or people coming back from your past yet, I'm telling you, it's going on in the energy. Scorpion also represents the end, you know, endings with people and new beginnings. So it is very much so possible. But if y'all ready to get into this reading, because I done told y'all what I'm getting for today. If y'all ready to get into this reading, I need y'all to find those tea kettles, put those tea kettles up, because baby, it is time for us to find out what in the world is going on. Who's over here thinking about you, talking about they in love? You know, ain't no doubt. Like, what you mean? First of all, the fact that you doubt it is scary, but okay, you know, so it's so much to this, right? So if y'all ready to get into this, let's find those tea kettles, and here we go. All right, y'all. So when understanding how energy works, it's important to know that energy does speak to us in an abundant of ways. And one thing I think is important for me to mention at this time, now that we're talking about it, all this past weekend, I've been seeing 222 everywhere. Everywhere. Okay. I have been seeing 222 everywhere. I've seen a number of angel numbers, but the 222 was like everywhere. Okay. Every car in front of me, 222 was on a license plate. I look up 222 here, 222 there. You know, very, very interesting. Okay. Another number of significance that you may be seeing a lot of is what's the number? 1222. That's another number. Okay. 1222. All right. So that's another one as well. Okay. So needless to say, we have a whole lot of 222s going on. Okay. So what is the overall energy reading for today, Spirit? What is the overall energy reading for today? When I tell y'all I got this song stuck in my head, I've been thinking about you, and there ain't no doubt about it. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. One of those skating records, okay? One of those skating records. All right, so what is the overall energy reading for today's Spirit? Tender embrace. Okay, we got tender embrace with the elephants here today. Okay, so it's interesting because I always tell y'all about elephants. Oh, I just saw that there's a butterfly on here. I never noticed that before. There's a butterfly here. Right here on this card. It's a vague little butterfly. All right. So we have tender embrace. Tender embrace. Elephants are very much so communal animals, right? They're very much so communal. So they're definitely all about family, all about community, all about being in partnership with others. Okay. So that's what's most important. All right. Now, what is the truth that we need to hear right now for our time? Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Okay. Which goes back to what I was saying earlier about the whole thing with the twin flame situation and why I felt like I needed to walk away. Okay. So this is about blame. This is me taking ownership and accountability for my life, right? For my heart, for my energy, right? Understanding that if you're not going to be reciprocating and giving me what I need from you, then why am I still allowing you to have space in my life? Why am I still allowing you to have such an effects on me, right? Why am I allowing you to come in, pop up, disappear, and you can make my life either really, really good or really, really bad, right? And so this is like me taking accountability for it. It's just like, you know what? Okay, cool. You don't want to be who I need you to be, fine. Just move around and leave me alone, right? So this is what this is about. This is about responsibility for your actions. Like, I can't blame you for what I allow you to do. You know? I can't blame you for what it is that I allow you to do. And it's so interesting because, you know, you get into these points where it's like, do your feelings really matter? Feelings are not facts. And I think I told y'all that once before, right? But feelings matter. Feelings are important, right? And so it's interesting because it's like, what do? Right? Especially when you're talking about in these twin flame situations. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the last reading we did last week was about a twin flame connection, right? So I've kind of cautioned you guys already that this was possible and likely to be happening. But the fact that we're back here is definitely speaking to what is happening energetically, okay? And so you have to be very, very, very careful about the feelings that you're entertaining and the energy that you're definitely putting out there, all right? So what is the messages from the hidden realms? In the midst of radiant fire, this is inspiration, passion, obsession, a cleansing fire. Let's note the fact that this says a cleansing fire. Okay, a cleansing fire. So in the narrative of what I'm sharing with you guys, of course, I'm not making this reading about me. I'm just sharing what I've been experiencing because I have not been in contact with this person, okay? I just think it's funny that I had a dream about them, and I'm sharing this with you because you may be having similar parallel experiences going on in your human experience, right? Who knows? The time apart, the 3-4 months that I haven't been in conversation with this person may have been the cleansing fire that was needed for there to be a break in the case, right? There may have been something that had maybe has happened and changed on their behalf where it's like, you know, I've been thinking about you and there's no doubt about it. I'm in love. Okay, cool. You in love. Whoop-de-doo. You know, that ain't gonna be enough for me, right? But I will find it interesting to note that in my dream, I also had a huge level of distrust. I had a huge level of distrust for this person. Okay? I had a huge level of distrust for this person. And, you know, for you to dream that and to still remember that's what you felt in your dream, that tells you that that's a problem. All right? So the undercurrent right now is underwater gardens. Nurture the garden of your heart, cultivating seeds of compassion, gratitude, and forgiveness. Okay? So this is about nurturing the garden of your heart, cultivating seeds of compassion, gratitude, and forgiveness. Okay? And forgiveness. Now, I will tell you, gratitude has been speaking to me, right? The last 2 or 3 days, when I've been waking up in the morning, the first thing is like I've been thinking about the word gratitude and what does that mean. And anybody who is specifically, you know, on a mental health journey, we understand that we have been talking a lot about gratitude and the importance of having gratitude, right? And realizing that, you know, gratitude is what you make it, but it's also recognizing and accepting that gratitude is so important, you know, and being grateful for the things that you don't understand, the things that are outside of your control, the things that have power and dominance and all those other things, right, over you. But it's also like recognizing that it's the intangibles too, right? And make no mistake, even though things didn't work out between this person and I will tell you, I will always be grateful for the connection that I had with that person when I had it with that person, because I haven't felt anything like that ever. Not before him, not after, right? So that's where it's like, you know, at least I know that it's possible. And I now understand why people like Lauren London, when her, you know, when Nipsey passed away, was like, you know, I'm good. I'm not interested in dating. Somebody else I just saw, I'm not familiar with their love story, but I remember the person, and he's been deceased for probably about 10 years now. And even, you know, like somebody had a quote from the wife where she said she has not dated anybody else. She's good. And she said that she would never date anybody else. And she was saying, I know what it feels like. And I understand what that feels like. Like I do, you know, like even though mine wasn't in that capacity, I understand what it feels like. So it's like, okay, if I don't have that connection ever again, it's okay. It's okay. All right, so how is this showing up in our everyday lives? How is this showing up in our everyday lives? How is this showing up for us in our everyday lives? Inner strength. This has required a lot of inner strength. Somebody may be drinking a lot. Somebody may be very stressed out right now, not sleeping at night, feeling like you need a woosah moment, probably taking mental health breaks, very, very frustrated, you know, trying to put the pieces to your life back together. Okay. Trying to put the pieces of your life back together. So this is going to require a lot of inner strength. If it hasn't already, it possibly will be requiring a lot from you to try to pull this through and try to be able to survive this. I mean, making a decision to walk away from a person that you have this strong connection with is never an easy thing. It's never an easy task, okay? Now, what is the overall soul whisper? What is the overall soul whisper for today? What is the soul whisper? Insight. Insight. And it's so interesting that they have the peacock here. And the reason why I bring that up is because a lot of people definitely feel or don't understand that the male peacock is the one who goes around and poaches. So when a male peacock sees the female that they're interested in, okay, they're the ones who go around and poke up their feathers. And they do that to try to get the woman's attention. And they keep doing it once they're interested, okay? It's not the female, it's the male peacock, all right? So going back to what I was sharing with you guys, many of you that may have been broken up from somebody for quite some time, they're now coming into, things are starting to come into fruition. All the things that you wanted them to say and to do leading up to now, they wasn't doing it. Now they may be doing it. Now they may be doing it. And this is important for you to know that this break had something to do with all of this. This energetic energy that's out there has something to do with it, okay? So when we talk about insight, discovery is the journey. Insight is the destination. Gary Hamel. It can sometimes be difficult to find true insight into a person or a situation. It is easy to become distracted by the details that blind you from delving into the heart of the matter. If you are trying to gain a better understanding of something in your life, instead of looking at the details one by one, consider how the whole picture comes together as a whole, okay? When you concentrate too hard on one particular thing, you run the risk of obstructing your view of the bigger picture. Insight allows your mind to become open to all possibilities. Do not force the elements to suit your ideal narrative. Instead, use your observations and barometer for measuring the climate of the situation, not to forecast a certain outcome. The more you allow your mind to be open, the more you allow insight and awareness into your conscious thought. This is about you being aware, realizing, opening up, and being receptive. This is also about you being closed, insular, obstructed, and limited. Okay, this is dealing with the third eye. Okay, this is dealing with the third eye this morning. And it says that the eye of the peacock feather is symbolic of your third eye. Both your third eye and your mind must remain open if you wish to receive clear and concise insight. Okay, so somebody is getting that wake-up call. Somebody thought that they was going to be able to walk away and play games and not have to come forward, not have to admit what was going on, not have to be responsible for their actions and their behaviors. And I'm telling you, while you've been away from this person, karma has called.
Hey, Stu, your rent's due, motherfucker.
Okay? It has been time. It is time. It has been time. And as we talked about with the earworm, what she say? I've been thinking about you, and it ain't no doubt about it. I'm in love. The way I feel about you, there just ain't no doubt about it. I'm in love. Y'all be over here thinking somebody exaggerating when I'm telling you. It's time. If you've been experiencing the cases of the ex, the texts from the exes, and all that other stuff like that, I am telling you right now, it is time. If you've been receiving calls, dreams, symbols, signs, synchronicities, just think indicators of this person thinking about you. Can you put a heart in the chat right now? If you've been experiencing these instances where their name, the 222, the dreams, those reminders that this person is there, put a heart in the chat. Because I'll tell you, I ain't been thinking about this person. Let's be honest. All right, here we go. So now as we shift over to personal insights about your person, take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't, okay? Don't make this reading be about you if it ain't for you. All right? So the first insight that we have right now is vacation. You'll be traveling soon. I don't know if you guys been planning trips or talking about going on trips with your person, okay? But we definitely got vacation here. So somebody may be planning on going on a vacation. All right? What is the T? What is the T? What is the T? Here we go. These cards, boy, they do not want to act right. All right. There go one flipping out. Queen rising. Stepping into your power, praise, coming up, spotlight. Okay? Somebody may have, again, going back to what I said, this person may have doubted you. This person may have made you feel less than and, you know, inferior to them. May have taken away your power and you may have pulled your power back, you know? What is the news? What is the news? Okay, playa. Funny that a beach is here, okay? Playing the field, not looking to settle, seeking options. So perhaps y'all may have been talking about going to a beach somewhere. I mean, it is coming upon spring break. No, it is already spring break for college kids. But you know, we're embarking upon spring break season. So we got, not only do we have vacation, but we have playa, playing the field, not looking to settle, seeking options. So your person may have been playing games with you. They may have told you that they was going to take you somewhere and then they had no intentions on taking you. What lies beneath all of this? Oh boy. Okay, two cards just fell out. We got expecting new beginnings, and we have somebody who's pregnant here. So there is a male and female here. It could be one of those instances where y'all could be either A, starting all over again, which is where I'm thinking, and new beginnings are coming out of that. But then we also have burning evidence. Okay, burning evidence. So what I'm saying is, what I'm picking up right away, and the cards are falling how they're falling, right? The cards are falling how they're falling. They're coming out how they're coming out. This person may have, even though they may be coming back around and trying to apologize to you, they still may not be necessarily authentic about their connection. They may still be having some doubts and inabilities of letting go of their old ways. This person still likes to play the field. Okay? And I know that y'all don't want to talk about it, but I'm telling you that's what's coming up.
Oh, hell no!
Trust me, we don't want you coming back and you still playing games. What is the true emotion here? What is the true emotion here? If your person is coming back to you and they're honest and they're sincere and they mean what they say and they're being authentic and intentional about it, and you would really entertain the thought of going back to them, can you put a red heart in the chat? If you are in that space where it's like if they come back and you said that they're still playing games, put a black heart in the chat. Okay? If they're sincere, you'll give them an opportunity, put a red heart. If they're not sincere, put a black heart, okay? All right. Spiritual, chaos, ego deaths, downward spiral, spiritual awakening. Remember I spoke about that when we talked about the full moon in Scorpio with this Pisces energy? And I spoke about that early on when we were talking about Venus and Mercury both being a retrograde in Aries, okay? So this person may be dealing with some spiritual rebirths happening, right? Chaos, downward spiral, spiritual awakening, feeling like everything is coming out. This could also be tying into your overall growth with its Queen rising. So for the feminine energy, this could also be in play for you, right? Feeling like you lost everything, feeling like you needed to step back into this power, okay? I'm definitely picking up on there being a disconnect here. Okay, there was a disconnect at some point. When I look into the broken mirror, what do we see? When I look into the broken mirror, what do I see? What do we see? Double life. Liar, deception in another relationship. Okay? This person was definitely living a double life. All right? They're a liar, they're deceptive, they're in another relationship. Which is very interesting because now it's just like, okay, so did you not learn your lesson? You know? Did you not learn your lesson? Did you think that this was a game? Did you think this was going to be temporary? Like, what are we thinking here? All right, so we'll find out here in a second. When we look at what's blocking this relationship, what is blocking this relationship from thriving? Let's see. Rushing. You can't rush love. The right one is coming in at the right time. Okay? So what it feels like is that person A may be still regretful about how things have happened, how they've allowed things to like kind of deteriorate and just fall apart. Whereas person B may have been going through their spiritual breakthrough and they're moving on to the next person. And this person that is here is very much so interested and ready. And that could be the new beginning. We'll have to keep looking to find out. But that's what I'm picking up on. Okay? I do feel like there's something energetically going on that's bringing that person back into your cipher. But it also just feels like this person still is not necessarily ready. Okay? So it's like, what are you coming around for if you're not ready, if you're not interested? Like, what do you mean you've been thinking about me? What do you mean you're in love? You're in love with me, but you're still out here playing games with me. You're in love with me, but you're still out here doing these goofy things. Like, why are we playing these games? Period. Okay, why are we playing these games? All right. So the true crime here. What is the true crime? Okay, we're not doing that one. There's a female here. There's a female here. Okay? So there's a third party person. All right? There's a third party person. What is the yin and the yang? What is the yin and the yang? What is the yin and the yang for today? Influential energy. Higher self activation, higher self integration, awakening, timeline shift. Yeah. So I definitely feel like somebody, person B, the feminine energy that is here is definitely going in a different direction. And what I'm picking up on is that this person A, the masculine energy here is feeling this. We're talking about twin flames. We're talking about those soulmate, those intense, deep connections, right? And so what I'm telling you is that person B, all those things that they put into this relationship, all those efforts and energies and you know, we talk about it all the time. What you put out there in the world will come back to you. Sometimes it doesn't come back to you in the way that you thought it would come back to you from the person that you thought it would come back to you from. Doesn't mean that your efforts were in vain, right? So what it feels like is person B, now that they have let person A go because of their inconsistent behavior, because of their lack of seriousness, right? Their inability to let go of their player ways, the inability to focus on this connection the way that they could and should be, the way that they just kept getting caught with these third party situations. Okay, you want to keep doing you, do you. But I'm moving on and I'm going through my spiritual awakening, my spiritual cleansing, my queen rising, whatever you want to call it. Okay. And I am rushing. I'm not rushing into anything, but I'm expecting new beginnings. And my higher self is talking to me. And I feel like their higher self is talking to them and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. Okay. So if y'all ready to get into this reading and figure out whose business this is, I need y'all to go ahead and put those magnifying glasses in the chat. Put those magnifying glasses in the chat because, child, it's time for us to figure out whose business is this. I don't even know where mine is right now. But if y'all ready to get into this, put those magnifying glasses up. Here we go. Whose business is this, Spirit? Whose business is this? All right, person A. It's come. Ooh, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If you or your person is a earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, I need you to go ahead and put those earth signs in the chat. Now, remember, I do my readings for Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. So, unless you know all your placements and your person placements are, you can't say what is not for you. But if you definitely have an earth sign, can you put an earth energy, an earth emoji in the chat? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you're coming in as the Five of Pentacles this morning and being left out in the cold. This is a lack mindset, financial loss, isolation, worry, need, poverty, and insecurity. You're right. You can't believe it. You can't believe it. You cannot believe that this person has left you out in the cold. And the irony of all of this is that the person that I've been telling you about falls into this demographic of people. Okay? Now, the person that you may be involved with oh my gosh, we in my business, y'all. We are in my business. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. If you and your person is a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, can you put the water signs in the chat? Coming up with the creative opportunities, intuitive messages, i.e. the dreams, curiosity, possibility, happy, surprise, dreamer, sensitivity, a new love. What other way to bookmark what I just told you? Okay, so we're talking about Cancer, Pisces, Scorpios, and earth signs. Okay, Taurus, Virgos, Capricorns. So again, if you or your person has a earth placement or a water placement, can you go ahead and put those emojis down in the chat? We want to know who's in the business, who's in the building. And listen, it's our business today, baby. It is our business. So if y'all ready to get into this tarot card reading and to figure out what on earth is going on up in here, okay? I need y'all to get those coffee cups ready because it's time for us to figure out this tea is hot. All right, here we go. So what is going on with my Taurus, Virgo, Capricorns, and my water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, earth and water signs, earth and water signs. What is going on with earth and water? All right, y'all, here we go. Person A is currently coming in right now as the 8 of Swords in reverse. They cannot believe that you walked away and left them alone. Okay, they can't believe it. They are having such a time, and it makes sense, right? Because remember that I told you guys, right? Remember I told you guys that as I was dreaming about this, there was still this level of mistrust, right? There was still this level of mistrust that was here in my dream, but it was also reflective of like, I'm not gonna lie to you. In my dream, it was refreshing to see this person, but in this instance, what I feel like is with the foundational energy and with this 8 of Swords in reverse, okay? I definitely feel like this person was afraid, okay? They were definitely afraid. And what I mean by that is, this goes back to their lack of maturity, okay? Lack of maturity. They weren't in a position to really be able to give you, right, more than what they kept saying they wanted to give. See, this is the thing. When you are able to deal with two different people, right, or multiple people, right, you don't have to give 100% of anything of yourself, because you're giving half to this person, half to this person. And a lot of times when you hear people talk about dating and how they date multiple people, one of the benefits is that when you put everybody together as an aggregate, you get like this ideal person. Well, the reality is there is no perfect person. So a lot of times when people are dealing with multiple people, it's because they want the benefits of this person, they want the benefits of that person, and then they want to be able to have the benefits of both of these things together. And so this person may have recognized early on that you were the total package for them. However, they didn't think that you were going to move on. They didn't think that you were going to move on, or that they were going to be left out in the cold. So now that we're looking at their foundational energy with this, they didn't think that you were going to be the one to walk away. And now they feel stupid. They feel stupid. Okay? But it's only so much that a person can take, right? It's only so much that a person can take. This person abused or took for granted your kindness for weakness. And it got to the point to where it was just like, you know, what else can you possibly say? What else can you possibly do that can be more disrespectful than what you have already done? Okay. You've been playing games with me this whole entire time. Okay. You have been playing games with me this whole entire time. You've been lying. You've been deceitful. You've been malicious. You know, you have been all of these different things, right? And now it's like you're here playing games, trying to be disruptive, trying to do like all of these different things. And it's what else can you do? What else can you do? What else can you say, right? I see that person in here. You know them people. That's a fake, phony, and fraud anyway. Y'all just ignore that person, okay? So anyway, that's what's going on here with this Cancer, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right, this is exactly what this person is over here doing now. With the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio that's here, their overall energy is coming in right now is the Hangman. Okay, listen. This Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio is over here in very much so deep thought, trying to figure out, you know, life. Made the decision to finally walk away from this person, which is good. It was needed, okay? What makes it fascinating is that, again, this goes back to you talking about your higher self. This goes back to your higher self. This is going back to you being able to recognize that you deserve better, okay? This is going back to you recognizing that you have to take accountability too, right? I'm trying to put this in the most simplified way, y'all. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio got to the point to where it was like you were all cried out. Okay, you were all cried out. There was nothing else that you could add nor subtract from this situation. You were all cried out. Okay? It got to the point to where you had to use what your heart was telling you. You had to take that leap of faith and make that head over heart decision. And in making that decision, it wasn't something that you made lightly. It wasn't something that you desired, right? This was really like you saying, I have to take accountability for who I am and what I'm getting and not receiving from this connection. And that's where this blame comes in, right? Because it's like, okay, I can't blame you for what you're doing. I see what you're doing. You're out here, you're playing games with me. Every time I find evidence of your stuff, you try to get rid of it. You know, you keep on lying to me, being deceitful about what you really have going on. There's definitely another person here. Like, what else can I do with that? Okay, what else can I do with that? I have to put me first. And so let me just tell you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, I'm proud of you because you put your foot down and you just said, I'm no longer going to sit up here and pretend like I'm not seeing what I'm seeing. I'm not feeling what I'm feeling. I'm not knowing what I'm feeling. I am embracing all of it.
Another one.
And the reality is that I can't sustain like this. I can't move on like this. Like, my life is better than this. My heart is greater than this. I deserve better than this. And I'm going to be honest with you. This Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn was not expecting for that to be the outcome. They just weren't. So if you are resonating with person A or person B, can you tell me how this is making you feel right now? Like, knowing that you had to walk away from this person, how did this make you feel? And if you are the person who is like, you know what, I wasn't expecting this. You know, now that this person has kind of like left me alone, I've had some time to sit back and to think and reflect. Let me know. Like, how have you been feeling in all of this? Have you really been trying to distract yourself because you weren't expecting for this person to walk away. Like, let me know what your thoughts and what your feelings are about that. Like, let me know. All right. Now, what is favorable about this situation? Y'all, hold on. Give me a second. My senior citizen dog is having an episode. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. I have a senior citizen dog and she's dealing with arthritis and things like that. And so sometimes she'll get up and she'll move and then she'll get stuck wherever she is. And so she was definitely getting stuck. So I had to go get her. But yeah, so what's favorable about this situation is this. We got the 9 of Cups. They thought that they were going to be happy without this person. They thought that they could live their lives and resume business as usual. And the reality is that they're not happy. So this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, who thought that they was living their life, their best life, being playa, doing all those things like that. Yeah. Nope. Nope. Okay. They thought that they were going to be able to replace you with somebody else. They thought that, they just thought so many different things. And to be honest with you, they may have even taken this other person, on this trip, right? They may have fallen into this character, this gross mischaracterization of what they thought a relationship was. They may have been dealing with this other person thinking that their life was going to be happy. And the reality is it's not. It's not. Okay. So they thought that they were going to be happy. That's what's laughable in all of this. They thought that moving on, they were going to be happy. They can easily replace this. They probably looked at you like you was crazy when you said you wasn't going to deal with them no more. And they likely was just, I'm laughing, y'all, because it's not funny, but I'm laughing at it because I'm seeing how this is playing out, right? I'm seeing y'all, can we have a grown folks minute of truth here? Y'all know how when y'all get emotional and y'all have these long, emotionally charged text messages where you're going back and forth and you saying what you saying and they saying what they saying and y'all know how to go. And you know how when somebody send you this long, emotionally charged message that you're not present in the conversation, you sitting there looking like, what? What are you talking about? Like, what are you saying? Like things like that. And so I'm envisioning this person kind of like looking at you like, what? Like, I'm envisioning this person like dismissing what you had to say.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
And I'm even seeing where they're not even responding to the message, right? Like the message that you sent, like I see them looking at the phone like nobody cares. And just like kind of like ignoring what you were saying, which is equally just as hurtful, right? Because it's like, we're having a conversation. I'm trying to get this out and trying to talk to you, even though I don't recommend, let me tell you something. I know we go back and forth and vacillate, like whether or not to send a text, whatever. But you also have to know that when you send the text, it's a likelihood that you're not going to get the response that you're looking for, right? So just don't send the text. But sometimes you just got to get it off and put it out there, but just know that you're not going to get a response. So my point is that this person B may have had this conversation with them for like the last time in this text message. And it feels like this person may have dismissed them and kind of was like, well, you know what? Like scuffed it off like, like I got 4 in the bag, right?
A few moments later.
But the reality is, even though they thought that they can move on with their lives, y'all, the reality is they ain't really been happy since you left. Okay? They really have not been happy since you left. So even if they are entertaining somebody else, even if they are taking them out and playing the field and doing those other things, great. You're trying to replace what you lost. And in this sudden revelation of what is going on energetically, this person has come to the conclusion that this is not what it's person B is irreplaceable. Okay, person B is irreplaceable. It's point blank, period. Okay, thus this is why they're struggling, trying to put their lives together, maybe drinking a lot. This is also where, you know, they're in this fire of where they're going through a cleansing fire where it's like, you know what, they're being purified. And that's why I'm telling y'all, I wouldn't be surprised if this person starts trying to make an effort to try to come back around you. Remember, I told y'all at the beginning of this reading, I have not spoken to my twin flame in quite some time. Why I'm dreaming about them tonight, I have no idea. No idea. But I'm telling you, it is something going on with the energy with this Venus and Mercury, retrograde in Aries right now with this full moon and Scorpio as well as Pisces season. Listen, the things that are unknown are coming to the forefront. Okay? So I'm saying all of that to say, the feelings and the thoughts that they've been thinking about you since you've been gone is starting to come up. And if reality is they're not happy, I wouldn't be surprised if they come forward and they start telling you that. So let's be honest. Whether you're person A or person B, let's be honest. And the level that I told y'all that the relationship was, let's be honest. Were you even really truly happy? Could you put lipstick on a pig and call it cute? Were you happy, or were you just kind of like just going through the flow? Because I feel like for a lot of people, y'all kind of like just been going through the flow. So two things are happening. They trying to move on without you and be happy. They're not. You was trying to stay in this and you wasn't happy. You wasn't. So what do you do? What do you do? And what's interesting, y'all, is this is the most favorable thing that could have happened, was that both of y'all realized that happiness wasn't in either place. You understand what I'm saying? So in essence, what I'm saying to you is this needed to fall apart so that person B can find whatever makes them really happy, right? And now that they're here listening to their higher self, they're definitely going on a timeline shift in a different direction. And they're going to be finding something else that's going to give them this new beginning that they're looking for. Okay? They're going through their cleansing, but they're also coming into this space. I hate when they do this. They're also coming to this space as well as this powering, like walking into owning who they are and how they're showing up. Now, what's consequential about this or problematic? The Two of Wands in reverse. Okay? They can't make sense of it. Honestly, they can't make sense of it. They don't know if they're going or coming. They don't know if they should reach out to you. They don't know anything. Right? They don't know anything. And to be honest with you, it's okay. It's okay. I know nobody wants to hear that, right? But it's like you can't keep talking out the side of your neck. You can't be so indecisive. 1 minute you're in, the next minute you're out. 1 minute you want to talk, the next minute you don't want to talk. Right? You want me, but you don't want me. Like you love me, you unlove me. You know, like, what is this?
You've got mail.
Okay? Like, what is this? I need you to make up your mind and be decisive about what it is you want. And I hate to tell you this. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even think that they know what they want. This is why they are playing games with you, going back and forth. This is why they're dating multiple people, because they don't even know what they want. Right? They don't know what they want. And I'm going to be honest with you. It's so unfair for person B in all of this, because person B has been trying to hold on. Person B has been trying to keep the door open. Remember what I told y'all. I'm not projecting myself into this reading, but I can relate to what you're saying because this is the similar dynamic of what I was dealing with, right? So this message is equally resonating with me, but remember what I told you. Okay, remember exactly what I told you. I was holding on until I realized, what exactly am I holding on for?
I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it.
I don't want someone that's going to be here that doesn't want to be here. I don't want to be invested in somebody who's not invested in me. Okay? So it got to the point to where I'm looking at the feelings wheel. It got to the point to where I was definitely hurt. I felt embarrassed and disappointed. I was depressed, if you will, because things were not just being progressive and forward moving, just all of those other things, right? And so it got to the point to where it was just like, okay, what do I do? And I have to choose me. I have to pick me. I have to move forward. I have to find things that are going to make me happy, right? So again, this is me resonating with what is here on this table, if you will, right? Well, now this person can't continue to play the games that they've been playing. They have to come forward. They have to say something. They have to be intentional about what they're saying and what they're doing. Okay, they have to be intentional about what they're saying and about what they're doing. And the reality is, now they don't know how they can play this game. They can't continue to move forward like this. They can't continue. Like, I don't know if y'all feel how crazy this sounds, right? But the energy is so conflicted. And I don't know if you're hearing it like in a way that I'm expressing it. Like, the energy that I'm picking up is so like, it's relaxed, but it's intense at the same time. Isn't that an oxymoron? So it's almost like they're chill. They know they need to do something, but they're really not being intentional about coming forward. They're really not being intentional is the best way of putting it. They're not being intentional. Nonchalant. Thank you, Tanoia. Tanoia says nonchalant. It is very much so a nonchalant energy. Thank you. Thank you. But it's definitely bizarre, right? Now, what this is trying to teach you is part of the reason why this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is not coming forward is because they don't trust themselves, much less other people. See, they know that the dirt that they've been doing to others is starting to come to the forefront. Okay? The things that they have been doing to other people is part of the reason why they don't trust others. All right? They know they've been full of malarkey. They know they've been full of crap. They know they've been out here playing games and lying and being manipulative and deceitful. And then they wonder why they can't get that full-fledged loving energy from somebody else. You're getting out what you put in.
Bomba.
Okay, you're getting out what you've put in. And if we're being honest, you can't walk around here and pretend to be one way, but then show up another way. Okay? So this is definitely creating a resentfulness, right? And remember I told y'all, even in my dream, there was such a feeling of distrust, right? I mean, it's almost scary. It's almost scary. Okay? But this person cannot be trusted. And so I feel like during this time apart, the universe has really shown them where they're not trustworthy. Like, oh God. Okay, let's talk about this other female here. That situation with this other third party definitely has blown up in their face. Okay? See, I think part of the reason why there wasn't any immediate reaction to you being upset was because they always had this other person that they can ping pong back to. Okay? I definitely feel like with this third party, they ping pong back to this other person thinking that was going to be, one in the hand is better than the other in the bush, right? So they definitely thought that by them ping ponging back to this other person, things were going to change, things were going to be different. The reality is it wasn't. It wasn't. So I definitely feel like that situation has blown up in their face too, which has also came to where they're like, you know what? I don't trust other people because I don't trust myself. You don't trust yourself because of the things that you've been putting out there and doing to other people. Does that make sense what I'm saying, y'all? So they thought that they could just bounce around and go deal with this other person. Cool. Now that person's situation ain't working out. Now all of a sudden, with all the energetic things that are happening between the eclipse, the retrogrades, you know, the full moon, like it's a lot going on. Something just clicked in their mind where it's just like, you know what? It's not working out with this other person because I'm really supposed to be with this other person. And now that I done pissed this other person off and I got to go back and apologize to this other person. Like, how am I going to be able to go back and apologize to this other person when we said what we said, we did what we did. And they told me and I told them, and y'all understand what I'm saying this morning? Like, I feel like this is so vague. Okay. So let me ask you this. If you know that if you reached the point of no return with this other person, how does this make you feel that it's possible that this person is trying to come back and just don't even know how? Would you even believe it? Do you believe it? First of all, do you believe it? And would you believe if they did try to come back and apologize, would you even find it to be sincere? I want y'all to write that down in the chat. What you need to do to heal. Now that this time has come and gone, now that you guys have had the opportunity to reflect and assess and calm down and separate your emotions out of all of this, the reality is, again, this time apart has been good for them. They've been in the midst of this fire. They've been re-inspired. The passion is there. They may be even obsessed with you right now. Remember what I told y'all. It goes back to struggling to figure out how to put things back together. Coping, right? But not only that, it also goes back to this. Okay? Nurturing the garden of their heart. Okay? Understanding that they got to have compassion and gratitude and forgiveness. So what I'm saying to you with this is this. Okay, even with this insight card that came up, all right, what I'm saying to you is this. Now that they have had time apart, now that they've had time to collect their thoughts, now that they've had time to realize there is no other person out here just like you, now that they have had time to assess that they've been a person that's been untrustworthy, that they have been unopened, that they maybe have been dealing with spirit of rejection and abandonment, that they have been projecting all of the things that they needed to really look at, to really reflect and assess, and to be able to prepare themselves to move forward. They probably are now realizing that they messed up, okay? And that they got to try to make this right. But the reality is, I don't know if that's even possible at this point. It's too much damage that has happened. Too much has happened, and too much and not enough has happened. That's the way I like to frame that, right? The damage has been done. The heartbreaking has been done. The devastation. You know, when there is a natural disaster, you know, they always talk about the loss of life and devastation and things like that. Like, those things matter, okay? And when it comes to matters of the heart, it's only so much that a person can take. I don't care what kind of connection it is. I don't care who it is, right? When there is so much that happens in a person, all right, to a person's heart, you can't forgive that. You can't unsee it. You can't unhear it. You can't any of that, okay? And that's where we are with this. So now that they have gone through this period, right? It's like, okay, I've gotten the awakening. Like, bro, like, I messed up. Like, what do I do to make things different? And the reality is I don't know if you necessarily can. Okay? I don't know if you can. All right? And I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know that it can be fixed. But they have no choice. So the reason why you're possibly starting to hear from this person, the reason why this person may be starting to call or coming around you in your dreams, that is your higher self talking to you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. That's why you're seeing all the signs and synchronicities and things like that. It is because your higher self is preparing you for what is to come. And I know a lot of y'all are over here like, Go where? Where you going? Who you talking to?
Do not come.
Okay? Oops, I done dropped the card. A lot of you guys are feeling that way. A lot of you guys are just like, you know, I don't want to hear from him or her, you know, whatever. And you're not wrong for feeling that way. You're not wrong for feeling that way, right? The damage has been done. I'm imagining when you're in this situation, like it's an irritation, right? Every time you see something that reminds you of this person, you know, it's an irritant, right? I imagine it's hard to process and to be able to even get yourself in a position of being excited, right? Because it's like, I don't want to feel that hurt again, right? I don't want to feel that level of betrayal. I don't want to feel that level of sadness and disgust and rejection. Like, I'm good, right? But what I'm trying to tell you is that you're not wrong for feeling that way. So I don't want you to perceive like I'm gaslighting you. You have every right to feel that way. But what I'm also telling you is when you have like these types of spiritual connections, not just karmic, right? But spiritual connections, meaning this person has an assignment on their life when it comes to you. You guys are supposed to be connected and intertwined. Granted, God gives us free choice, right? So you can do whatever you want to do. But remember how I always tell you, even with that free choice, just because you can do whatever you want to do doesn't mean it's advantageous for you to do whatever you want to do, okay? So they did what they wanted to do. They done effed around and now they done found out. And now that they have found out, their life is not going the way that it should be going because they're off agenda. They're off schedule. They're off target. You understand what I'm saying? So they have to come back and try to make this right.
Denied.
So even though you're not trying to hear it, for their emotional well-being and for the betterment of their life, it's important that they come back to apologize. I'm not telling you that you have to accept it, but I am telling you that they have to come back to course correct what has been done, because the reality is until they try to make it right, nothing in their life is going to work. Nothing is going to work. Okay? Now, as I said that, we got the Six of Pentacles. Okay? Listen, I'm telling you guys, this is definitely a spiritual connection. This is divine. They didn't want to do it. They've been procrastinating because they didn't know how to do it. They didn't know what the words were. They didn't know how to say it. They didn't know a lot. Let's give this person credit for what they deserve, right? They did not know or think that this. You see how I can't even speak this morning? Like, are y'all noticing this? Like, I'm not as articulate in my delivery this morning. Like, they know what they want to say, but they don't know how to say it. Okay? They know they need to make things right. They don't know how to make things right. This person is absolutely 100% at a loss right now. Okay? And that's on them. Okay? You don't owe them anything. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't owe them a redo. You don't owe them anything. I don't care what you say. I don't care what kind of connections there are, right? Nobody gets a redo or undo button in life. So when you do things and you muck up and you do this and that, listen, the outcome is still the outcome. It doesn't change. It doesn't change, okay? So for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, even if they don't know how to apologize, even if they don't know what to say, the reality is an apology is just an apology, right? You can come forward and say what you need to say, you know? it is what it is, right? You start by saying, I want to apologize. That's how you start. I want to apologize. Or I need to apologize to you for how I made you feel.
I want to apologize.
That's taking accountability. That's taking responsibility. That's taking ownership of what has happened, right? Now, just because you say you apologize doesn't mean that the other person has to accept your apology or, any of that, right? Because it's not just, the forgiveness is not just in the apology, it's the change behavior, right? And I feel like personally, person B is at that point where it's like, okay, if you apologize, they'll say, okay, I'll accept your apology. But I feel like at this point, they kind of like written this off. They don't see the value in this connection anymore.
I guess we'll never know.
And they're at the point where they're just like, all right, I accept your apology, but that doesn't mean that I have to come back to you. So I'm saying all that to say, just because you may be regretful, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, just because you may be apologetic, just because you may have actually realized that you've messed up, doesn't mean that that person has to take you back. Doesn't mean that they have to give you another opportunity. The consequence of what happened still happened. Whether or not you should have been doing it, whether or not that was the thing for you, it is what it is. You did it. You did it. And it's done. Nobody gets to unwind. Nobody gets to rewind. Nobody gets to go back. Nobody gets to erase. Either you're going to put in the work to start all over again, to make this a new relationship, get to know each other all over again, and actually have those change behaviors to support the apology, or you can just get off my phone. And I'm just being honest with you. That's exactly where we are. Either there's going to be a change behavior for what has happened, or you can just get your tail up off my phone. Okay? Damage is done. The damage is done. Okay? And this is why they've been avoiding it for so long. Okay? This is where, remember when I told y'all early on that they thought it was not a big deal? They went to go deal with this other person. They done been kicking it with this other female, living their double life. They thought that this energy was going to be replaceable. You can't replace what is divinely orchestrated for you. Before the foundations of the earth, it was written for y'all to have this love story. It was written for y'all to have this encounter. It was written for y'all to meet. It was written for y'all to become one. It was written for all these different things, all these different purposes. Now, if they didn't do what they were supposed to do with it, whose fault is that? Okay, whose fault is that? But the reality is that they didn't do right by the connection. And one thing about life, when one door closes, another one's going to always open. And for some of you that may be confused out here, Spirit just told me to ask for somebody of greater or equal value. Greater or equal value. You don't have to sit up here and be crying with your eyes all blue and popped out and your bags bagging and all. You don't have to do none of that. You don't have to do none of that. When I made the decision to walk away from the person that I was dealing with, I just said, you know what? God, just bring me somebody of greater or equal value. Seriously. When I really look at the quality of the person that I had, again, not projecting, just resonating and sharing, I really liked him. I did. I really liked him. I mean, like, it wasn't too much about him that I disliked, aside from the way that the energy was just not translating, right? It was not being reciprocal. And so when I look at all the things that I like about him, I just said, you know what, God, you know my heart. You know what I want. You know what I desire. I ask that you give me something of greater or equal value. And I'm strong enough to walk away, because I have the confidence to know that the God that I serve wouldn't give me somebody that would treat me like this. Period. And that just may be where you are, if you are resonating with person B. And this is where your greater or equal value is coming, right? Because we talked about it. All right. You got a new beginning coming somewhere. You're stepping into your power, right? Walking away is taking back your power. Okay. You will be amazed to know when you take your energy back from people, how things open up. So since you may have broken things off with this person, you may have started meeting other people. You may be feeling like when you go out and about, people are always, you're attracting people's attention. People are talking to you more. You may have gone on a couple of dates. For me, I'm not rushing. Okay? And that's what this card is telling you. You can't rush love. The right one is coming in divine timing. So what have I been doing? I've been healing. Okay? And I feel like some of you may have been doing the same thing. I feel like a part of you may have been rushing to get back out there just to prove a point. But the reality is the connection has been off. The connection is off. Now, this person can no longer lie to you. And they know that. Okay? They know that. So what I'm telling you is they've been avoiding coming out and telling the truth. They've been trying to avoid acting like this relationship had no impact. No, it impacted them. They just didn't want to admit the truth. They didn't want to admit the truth. They know that they were on malarkey the whole type of time. What it is that they didn't expect for this type of connection to come through. They thought you was just going to be another somebody. They thought they was going to be able to play games. Being a player bag. Being for the streets. Outdoors more than a damn street light. Okay, working when they want to work. Didn't realize they was misappropriating the biggest blessing that came into their lives. And now that they have abused that privilege of having a person like you in their life, they don't know what to do with it. And if I'm being honest with you, it is messing them up. It's messing them up. It's messing them up. They don't want to do what they have to do. They don't want to make the right decision. They don't want to have to admit this. Okay? And that's where I keep going back to telling you, they're going to be forced. So I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going to say this and I'm going to say it again. I wouldn't be surprised if you hear from them. I'm going to look at timing in a minute. I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if you hear from them in the next 2 weeks. If you have not already heard from this person, I would not be surprised if you hear from them in the next 2 weeks. Okay? I would not be surprised. This is about them and their internal conflict. Okay? This is about them and their internal conflict. This ain't got nothing to do with you as much as it got something to do with them. All right? They cannot continue down this path like this. They cannot continue down this path like this. It's not just about them taking accountability. It's not just about them taking responsibility. It's unsustainable at today's age, however old that may be. Life is lifing for everybody. You can't keep walking around here being stubborn, hitting your head on every wall that you come in contact with because you don't want to grow up. You still trying to be a Toys R Us kid. Life is lifing. When you gonna wake up and smell the coffee that it's time for you to grow up? You can have a honey pot or your magic wand, doing whatever you think you're doing with your magical powers. It's more to life than just adult pleasures. It's more to life than adult pleasures. That's maturity. We're getting older. People are having health ailments. People are going through life. As you look around, people are losing jobs every day. People are having financial just life is lifing. And when you really look at what the point of life is, it's not the tangibles. It's not those exterior things that we put all our effort and energy into going to work. You know, life is more to life than that. Life is what you have going on here in between your head, your mental health. Life is the people who love you, who are around you, who are there for you, who support you, who edify you, who build you up. Life is life. Life is watching your children grow and mature and becoming their own people and having their own opinions. Those are life. That's life. It's only so much you can get from being a community chest. Okay? That's all that there is. And this person is really starting to realize when they sit back and reflect over their lives, the people who gave them the most love and care was this other person, and they've messed it up. And now this other person is on the brink of moving on with their lives. They know it. I'm telling you, energetically, when you have these connections, people know when you're moving on, when you're dating somebody else, when you're looking good, when you're feeling good. They know.
Hold up.
They know. Okay? They know. So if y'all want to know how this is going to end, I need y'all to find those paper and those pen emojis and, you know, those note taking. Get your notebooks out because it's time for us to figure out how this story going to end for this person. All right? Here we go. So when we shift and talk about potential final outcomes, I can only say potential because everybody has free will, right? I can only tell you what the energy says. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm just telling you. But I do feel like this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is very regretful about how they've treated this connection. They've been forced to come into some type of reckoning of some sort. There is internal conflict here. Dealing with them, there has been some type of something going, like they have a lot of things that they've been processing, okay? And that's okay. That's okay. You've had time to reflect and assess, and I've had time to reflect and assess. And I've gone through my spiritual awakening, and I realize who I am and how powerful I am. I'm loving myself more. I'm recognizing that I got to be here for me more than anything, right? So I'm happy for you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, who chose yourself. Because this person was not bringing to you what you deserve. I'm happy for you. Shame on you, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, for wasting their time. Now, they're trying to make up their mind about where to go and what to do. Okay? They're definitely trying to make up their mind about where to go and what to do. They don't know. I told y'all when I was stuttering, when I was unable to be articulate and communicate and to share with you, they don't know how to go from here. They know that the games that they've played, they know that they've messed up. As we have already discussed, they know that the damage has been done. They know that the damage has been done. How can you fix this? You can't. You can start by apologizing. You can start by trying to, be truthful and forthcoming and being honest and transparent. But the reality is, though, is that you can't undo. You can't undo what has been done. You can't undo it. Here goes that moment of clarity again. I feel like they are going to apologize to you. Again, I've already talked about this earlier, but I think that this is going to be a pressing energy. They're going to feel led. I feel like all their spirit team is going to be egging them on to come forward and to be clear and to have these conversations with you. I feel like, honestly, as I'm saying this, my body is starting to have like a physical reaction, meaning my stomach is starting to kind of like get bubbly. I feel like the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or person B, even if the energy is inverted, whomever, if you're aligning more with person B, I feel like there is going to be a period where you are going to be, you're going to kind of be shocked by the messaging once it's had. I think you're going to be open and you're going to be receptive. I do feel like you don't know what you're going to do with this. Okay? I think that once they try to put the effort, I think you're going to be like, okay, and what is it that you want me to do with this? And I do feel like they're going to come with a lot of explanations. This is where that tender embrace, I mean, y'all probably will see each other and there will be a hug, but I feel like the hug will be a little bit awkward.
I can explain.
And in reality, it's going to be like, okay, you're telling me this now for what purpose? What is it that you want me to do with this information? Because I have already started to intentionally set my wheels in motion to go towards somebody else who's going to be ready. Somebody I don't have to beg, borrow, and plead with to treat me with the respect and with the dignity of which I deserve. You understand? And here goes that tower moment. They are not prepared for this to happen, y'all. They were not prepared. Do you understand? They were not prepared. So now it's my fault because you always come in the room and you ain't never prepared. You wasn't ready when you had me. You wasn't ready the first time. You're not ready. Like, what else do you want me to say?
I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is.
Okay? They wasn't prepared. They're used to you being stuck on stupid and parked and dumb. They were used to you being so hung on their every little word, you know, all the times that you took them back, all the times. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's old now. It is absolutely old now. So they're looking for a reaction out of you that you're just not giving. I feel like you're just sitting there like in amazement, like, thank you for sharing. I appreciate what you're trying to say. I receive it. I'm not sure what you want me to do with this information, but I hear you. Okay? And I feel like strongly for person B, we have gone through this awakening where we no longer can accept nor tolerate BS. And it's been a whole lot of that coming out of this. It's been a whole lot. I feel like many of you have been humiliated. You have been embarrassed. You have felt let down. You're angry. You're frustrated. You may be resentful. There's a whole lot of negative emotions that is still attached to this situation. So I ask you, in knowing that you still are harboring these negative emotions, which one of those things do you need to process, or feelings rather? Which one of those feelings do you feel like you really need to process to be in a position to really forgive? Because I know a lot of times we always talk about forgiveness ain't for you, it's for the other person. And yes, that is true. But sometimes we get stuck in the inability to forgive ourselves for allowing somebody to treat us that way. I just had to let that breathe. I wanted y'all to process what I just said. Sometimes we can't forgive them because we have yet to forgive ourselves. You know, when I have a tattoo here on my arm, it says forgiveness. And people always ask me, Why? What does that mean? And I said, when I go to pray, I have to remind myself to forgive myself for the things I knew, the things I didn't know. Forgive myself, give myself grace. Nobody comes into this world with a hand map about how to get around and how to navigate things. We all learn by osmosis. We all learn from going through the flows of life and having these encounters and these experiences that are unpleasant and undesirable and hurtful. And this is no different. This is no different. It's no different, y'all. But now that we're here, how do I get to the moment to where I can forgive myself for being vulnerable and raw and fragile with you, even when you didn't deserve it? Because I followed my heart, right? And that's really how this feels. If you're the person who has to be on the receiving end of this conversation, how do you process that? How do you forgive yourself so that you can forgive them? Because truly, what has happened here, what happened in any relationship, there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be betrayals, disappointments, frustrations, irritants, stressors, things, it doesn't matter if it was this relationship or the next relationship. That's relationships. People do things like what I got going on in this brain. You may or may not always be privy to. You don't know what goes in, but you know what comes out. What I'm processing and dealing with, I got my own life and my own stressors. I got my own thoughts and my own feelings. And I didn't always have the same intentions about things as you did. I may have said, we've all said things that we, that came across a different way than what was intended. Right? But how do I get back to trusting that this is something that's not going to hurt me or harm me anymore? And once that level of optimism has been corroded, what do you do from there?
It is what it is. It is what it is.
So I definitely feel like there's a point of where it's just like, okay, so you're telling me this now for what purpose? Because at this moment, I am numb, I am skeptical, and I am dismissive. So what else am I supposed to do with this? I feel abused. I feel used. I don't feel protected. I am very guarded in this. What else am I supposed to do with this? You have hurt me to my core. Y'all know that. Y'all remember on what was it called? Love and Hip Hop. Y'all remember where Mimi and Stevie J, y'all probably don't, it was so long ago, but Mimi and Stevie J were going through something, whatever they were going through. They was always going through something. But anyway, y'all remember where she said, you have hurt me to my core. Right? I'm mocking her. But the point is, if you ever been hurt like that, can you just raise your hand in the chat if you have ever been rocked down to your core? Where you ain't got nothing left. Even accepting an apology is a lot to give. There is definitely an anger still here. And the question then becomes, are you angry with yourself? Or are you still angry with this other person? I mean, that you see what I'm saying? So you got to figure that out first before you'll even be able to accept the apology. But it's definitely here. And again, they don't know where to go from here. They don't know how to move forward. This is not going to be a progressive energy at all, y'all. Okay, with that 3 of Pentacles there, they're going to be trying to plead their case to anybody who will listen. I wouldn't be surprised if this person is reaching out to your friends, your family, people that they know that could probably have a word with you. The reality is, I don't see you necessarily wanting to backtrack.
I am disgusted.
Okay? I think that as we've discussed, the damage has been done. It's not enough magic in the bedroom that can happen that can make me want to go back. It's not just so much as the change behavior. And here it is. I feel like both of y'all gonna be guarded and protected with that four of Pentacles. Okay? The damage has been done. The damage has been done. The damage has been done. That's the name of this reading. The damage has been done. The damage has been done. I don't know what else you want me to say. Angels. What messages do you have for this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn dealing with this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio? And let me say this, because I know that the reading should have come from the perspective of this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but I wanted to really spend time investigating or speaking to the fact that from the other person's perspective, this has been a very damaging and hurtful encounter. Okay? It's been very hurtful. So I wanted to spend time to really exacerbate that narrative, right? About why this person may not be so interested in hearing from you. Why this person may not be so interested in connecting with you and hearing you out. There's so much damage here that it's not even funny. It's way too fragile. It's better for them to move on and to start living their life with whomever else is coming down the way from them than it is to go back to revisit this. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Remember, I told y'all this was about a spiritual connection, okay? Now, I can't speak for everybody's situation, but I can only speak for mine. And I knew that my person grew up apostolic. Both of their parents are still married in the same relationship. But let's tell the truth and shame the devil with this one. Let me blow your mind with this one. Just because somebody's parents are still married and been married for 30 years, whatever, doesn't mean it was a healthy marriage. Doesn't mean that they have been seeing healthy influences. See, we always be like, oh, your parents still married? That's good. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they're seeing a quality relationship, right? What if your parents are married and the relationship is toxic as all get out? And your religion tells you not to leave. So they thought that you wasn't supposed to leave because they was on some other type of time. You know, like, we got to stop putting labels on things and thinking that success means quantity, the length of time. Because that doesn't always mean that. Okay? So I don't know what this person's religious background is, but this is definitely like a spiritual, it has something to do with their spiritual growth. All right. Romeo and Juliet. Okay. Distilling liquor. Remember I told y'all this person probably was drinking a lot. We talked about that with this inner strength card. Strategy, expertise, double-edged sword. Okay. It's a double-edged sword. They're probably drinking a lot, trying to make sense of what is happening. All right. But remember I told y'all, They can't lie anymore. They can't, remember we talked about these lies, right? You can't lie no more. You can't lie anymore. You can't pretend like you don't know. Like, you know, just cut it. Cut it. You need to cut it. You know, you need to cut it. Period. You need to cut it. You need to cut it. Just stop it. Just stop it. Just just stop it. Okay? Just stop it. I feel like this person has made excuses for being immature as well. I'm going back to family dynamics. I don't feel like even in their family dynamic, I think that there may have been the understanding or the assumption that because they're close to their family, like they have healthy relationships within their families. I'm going back, for some reason, Spirit is leading me down this pathway of there being issues within the family that have definitely negatively influenced this person's inability to connect in a way that they need to connect. Okay. Whether that be like maternal, paternal, like whatever, right? It's all of those different things are at play here. Ooh, guess what just fell out on the floor, y'all? I'm tired of the silent treatment. I want to sit down and talk about this once and for all. Didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all? I wouldn't be surprised if you hear from this person within the next 2 weeks. They're tired of the silent treatment. They are tired of the silent treatment. But you did it to yourself. I'm interested. Spirit, what kind of motives is this person coming with now? What kind of motives is this person? Give me a sign about what type of... Okay. They know that they done messed up. Listen. They know that this is going to be an uphill battle with this mountain card. They know it's not going to be easy. Okay. But I do feel like they're coming towards you fast. They're coming towards you fast. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay? They're coming towards you fast. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be difficult for them. They're going to have to... This is wild, y'all. I wish I had more time to elaborate because now I want to know, like, what is the change here? What is the change? All right? Like, seriously, what is the change? Is it love here, Spirit? All right, what did I get? 2 cards fell out. Okay, so I asked the question if there was love here. 2 cards came out. What's interesting is, it says, if you really knew me, you would know that we're not right together. So he felt like y'all were incompatible. So that's where some of the coldness was. Okay. That's where some of the coldness was. The other coldness was, to be totally honest, you're not really my type, and they weren't really interested, which is the other piece of coldness. But what is interesting here, though, is that we know that there was some type of spiritual connection here. So now I got to ask the question just because I'm interested now. Is this a karmic partner? Is this a karmic partner? Y'all, cards falling all out, all on the floor. All in my lap. All up in the videos. Let's see. Is this a spiritual karmic partner? Yes or no? Karmic partner, yes or no? Okay, good grief. It is not a karmic partner. We got the Three of Swords, though, that talks about heartbreak, suffering, grief, emotional pain, sorrow, hurt, divorce, loss, and depression. Three of Swords also represents those third-party situations as well, and we already talked about that. But this is not a karmic partner. Is this a soulmate? The answer is yes, with the Emperor. Okay? So, yeah. I can go on and on asking questions, y'all. I really can. Because it doesn't make sense to me. But only you know your particular situation. Spirit keeps going back to childhood. Not only just childhood traumas, which we all have, but Spirit keeps taking me back to childhood and how they were raised. I feel like this person was not raised. Okay, I'm getting the feeling of I'm getting a cold chill. I'm getting the feeling that there may have been a lot of emotional coldness in this person's life. I'm getting the impression like this person had a very lonely childhood, like a very hard childhood. I don't know if your person is the oldest person of the siblings, but I'm seeing like a little sad person. Okay, I'm seeing a very little sad person, like a little sad kid. A lot of coldness, a lack of empathy and compassion, a lack of, like when I think about motherhood, I think about a lack of warmth. So I'm saying this to say, just because your person grew up with both their parents doesn't mean that this was a healthy, loving, nurturing environment. It feels very cold. It feels very cold. And so this person's values are a little bit skewed, which is where they don't know how to process and to give and to receive love because they never really felt it before. Like, I think that they are doing the best that they can with what we have. Not that this makes an excuse for it, right? This is why people have to go to therapy and learn how to overcome their traumas and things like that. But I think this does speak a lot to why they're unable to show up for you in the ways that you want them to show up for you and to be there for you in the ways that they're supposed to be here for you, right? And this is them expressing their grief indirectly, right? Doesn't make it fair, doesn't make it right. But I think it does speak to the fact that this person is just lost within themselves. And this could also be like where the radiant of fire is coming from and them taking accountability for it. And just say, you know, I'm sorry. I mean, like, I feel like them apologizing is going to be huge. I just don't know if you're in a position to receive their apology. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if you're in a space to receive it. And I don't know if, because you're not in a space to receive it, if that's going to be even more damaging, right? Because for a person to get to the point to realize and accept the fact that they have been not so honest, not so forthcoming, not so open, not so much receptive, like, I think this person's energy is coming across and it's going to be misunderstood. But I also think too that it is not going to be one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm not going to just gloss over it, right? You have to recognize and accept that I feel wrong because of the way that things were handled and the way things were done. And while I'm recognizing and accepting your feelings here, you have to recognize and accept my feelings here. And this was very hurtful to me. It was very damaging. And I don't know how to overcome this. I don't know where to go from here. You know, like that type of thing, right? Let me ask the question. Will this couple reconcile? Give me a clear yes or no. Reconcile. it's up to you to decide. Okay, it's up to you to decide with this Four of Cups. But I definitely feel like the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio in this is just kind of like checked out. All right, it definitely feels like you've checked out. Like you're tired of being hurt. And you're not wrong for feeling that way at all. So let me know if this message is resonating with y'all, how y'all feeling about this? Because I know it could be a lot to process, right? So how are y'all feeling about this? Is this the outcome that y'all thought this was going to be? Like, what did y'all think was going to happen? You know, were you expecting for things to be different? Like, let me know down in the comment section how you really feeling out there. Because, you know, I'm going to be honest. Being a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio and talking about the person I had the dream about and their Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, I don't know. Like, I'll probably be like, okay, that's cute. Thanks for letting me know. But I can't say for sure that I'm like you. I don't know if I would be open, warm, and receptive. Like, I just can't say that I would be. All right? So, with that being said, I want to get out of this business, and I want to say thank you for allowing me to come into your homes this morning with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Just thank you so much for allowing me to be here. Thank you for tuning in to the Pisces Tarot Experience, y'all. If you've enjoyed this reading, don't forget to subscribe to become a part of my growing YouTube channel. You can find me on YouTube at Mimi Lightseer. And keep out an eye for more engaging content that is coming your way. Remember, this reading is for you, here for you whenever you need to read it. So if you need to replay it, this reading is already here. And I told y'all, I think I'm going to name this reading, The Damage Has Been Done. Okay? So if you, all right, enjoyed today's reading, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and comment down in the section below. Y'all always text me, call me, email, send a letter by pigeon mail, whatever y'all got to do. Be like, oh, Mimi, what you told me came to pass. I be reading y'all little comments and stuff. I may not always get a chance to respond, or I don't even always get your messages in a timely manner. It's embarrassing. But the bottom line is that you guys, y'all be letting me know. But I need y'all to comment in the comments on the videos on YouTube. That's what helps circulate the content. So definitely make sure that you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel. We are so close to 700 subscribers, which is wonderful. Go ahead and subscribe. If you're not following me on YouTube, we always go live every day, and you get to get this content from there. If you like to book personal readings, my calendar is booked up until April. Okay, so if you see some spaces available, go ahead and book at this time only through my website at PiSeasTarot.com. Remember, y'all, it's a lot of fake, phony, and frauds out there, so I would never solicit to you for a reading. I want to give you guys a huge thank you to everyone who joined the conversation today, and welcome to all of my new subscribers. Shout out to everybody who's been watching the show on YouTube today. You can always follow me if you're not following me on TikTok at Mimi Lightseer. My name is the same across all platforms at Mimi Lightseer, okay? A huge thank you to everybody who came in and joined the conversation today. So appreciate you, appreciate you, appreciate you. I promise y'all, I can tell Mercury's in retrograde because I can't talk. I can't form a thought. All right? Anyway, y'all, check it out. Everyone is fighting a battle that you cannot see. So remember to be kind, patient, and gentle with others as much as you are with yourself. How people treat you is not your business, but how you respond is. So remember to leave a little bit of love everywhere you go today. And remember, I will see y'all next time, all right? Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.